Hey now, y'all, welcome back to Young and Flourishing Collective. We are continuing our elevation series using the book of Joshua. Okay, I'm super excited. I'm ready. Are y'all ready? Last time we talked about instructions given by God, we talked about confidence boosters, and we're gonna talk about the same thing here. But today we are talking about staying humble during the elevation. Okay, while you elevating, while everything is coming into place, you may not have made it where you want to be, but you see God working, you see Him moving, everything He said is coming forth. And you might be trying to get a little big head, you might be trying to rush stuff, but we gonna stay humble, we gonna stay low. Okay, the first thing is, will you be open to who God sends to help you? So in Joshua chapter 2, we have Rahab. And Rahab, she was a harlot. She was a harlot on the wall, okay? And a lot of people let a harlot, let somebody who's lower than you come to you trying to help you with what you're trying to build, with what you're trying to elevate in. And you like, get out my face. Like, who are you? You're prideful and you just like, I don't need you. Why are you here? It's just me and God. I don't need nobody but God. But the thing is, God will use people to help you. So let's read. It says, Now Joshua the son of Nun sent out 2 men from Acacia Grove to spy secretly, saying, Go, view the land, especially Jericho. So they went and came to the house of a harlot named Rahab and lodged there. And it was told the king of Jericho, saying, Behold, men have come here tonight from the children of Israel to search out the country. So the king of Jericho sent to Rahab, saying, Bring out the men who have come to you, who have entered your house, for they have come to search out all the country. Then the woman took the 2 men and hid them. So she said, Yes, the men came to me, but I did not know where they were from. And it happened as the gate was being shut when it was dark, and the men went out. Where the men went, I do not know. Pursue them quickly, for you may overtake them. But she had brought them up to the roof and hidden them from the stalks of flax which she had laid in order on the roof. Then the men pursued them by the road to the Jordan, to the fords. As soon as those who pursued them had gone out, they shut the gate. Now before they lay down, she came up to them on the roof and said to the men, I know that the Lord has given you the land, that the terror of you has fallen on us, and that all the inhabitants of the land are faint-hearted because of you. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did to the kings of the Amorites who were on the other side of the Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom you utterly destroyed. And as soon as we heard these things, our hearts melted. Neither did there remain any more courage in anyone because of you. For the Lord your God, He is God in heaven above and on earth beneath. Now therefore I beg you, swear to me by the Lord, since I have shown you kindness, that you also will show kindness to my father's house and give me a true token. And spare my father, my mother, my brothers, my sisters, and all that they have, and deliver our lives from death. So the man answered her, Our lives for yours is none of you to tell this business of ours. And it shall be, when the Lord has given us the land, that we will deal kindly and truly with you. Then she let them down by a rope through the window, for her house was on the city wall. She dwelt on the wall, and she said to them, Get to the mountain, lest the pursuers meet you. Hide there 3 days until the pursuers have returned. Afterward, you may go your way. So the men said to her, We will be blameless of this oath of yours which you have made us swear, unless when we come into the land you bind this line of scarlet cord in the window through which you let us down, and unless you bring your father, your mother, your brothers, and all your father's household to your own home. So it shall be that whoever goes outside the doors of your house into the street, his blood shall be on his own head, and we will be guiltless. And whoever is with you in the house, his blood shall be on our head if a hand is laid on him. And if you tell this business of ours, then we will be free from your oath which you made us swear. Then she said, According to your words, so be it. And she sent them away, and they departed. And she bound the scarlet cord in the window. They departed and went to the mountain and stayed there 3 days until the pursuers returned. The pursuers sought them all along the way, but did not find them. So the 2 men returned, descended from the mountain, and crossed over. And they came to Joshua the son of Nun, and told him all that had befallen them. And they said to Joshua, truly, the Lord has delivered all the land into our hands, for indeed all the inhabitants of the country are faint-hearted because of us. Okay? So once again, will you be open to who God sends to help you? You know, the Lord works in mysterious ways. He'll speak through a donkey, okay? And the thing is, you have to be humble enough. You have to be open enough to be able to receive what the Lord is saying, what the Lord is doing. You sit here doing all this praying, Lord, I need resources. Lord, I need somebody to show me how to do this. Lord, I need help. Lord, I need you. I need this. I need that. I need that. And he's like, okay, I'm going to send you this person. And sometimes it'll be the least likely, the person who you wouldn't even expect. Like, what do you even know about starting a clothing line? What do you know about opening a home care facility? What do you know about starting some type of girls group or whatever? What do you know? And the thing is, you will block your blessings being prideful. The spies, if they would have felt some type of way because Rahab was a harlot, they would have got caught and would have most likely been killed. And everything would have been foiled. So make sure, and make sure you use discernment. Make sure you use discernment on who comes. Because sometimes the enemy will send somebody that looks like the right thing. And you think because they have all this money, they have all this status, or they look a certain type of way, that that's the person that God sent to help you. And it's really not. They really came to steal your destiny and to destroy what you were doing. Trust me, I know. Now, number 2. Will you stay humble even though you know God is working on your behalf? Right? So all throughout the story, Rahab was telling them, like, the whole city is scared. We scared, we shook, we are faint of heart. We heard how your God opened up the sea. We heard how your God delivered you. We heard about your God. We heard about your God. And it's just like, will you stay humble enough and continue to allow God to get the glory? Right? Will you let your light so shine that people will know that it was your Father in heaven that got you to this point? That it was your Father in heaven who put you on this path, right? That it was your Father in heaven that provided everything that you needed. Will you continue to stay humble? That's so important because pride comes before the fall, right? The third thing I had was, will you continue to help those who helped you? Now, them spies, they could have been shiesty and been like, yeah, you help us stay alive, but we ain't gonna help you. We coming to take over your city and you gonna die too. Like, they could they could have been like that. Like, you gotta go too. We don't care about you. You're a harlot. Why? Why? Why would we keep you around? But the thing is, Rahab was destined because she's a part of the genealogy of Jesus. So if they would have took her out, then they probably would have been in some trouble with the Lord. So it's just like, will you continue to help those who help you? Will you continue to stay humble enough and not live in fear of lack and be like, oh, I don't have enough, I can't help you? Will you treat people right? Will you give a love offering? Will you give your last? Or will you even just give the respect that they deserve for helping you? When it was time for them to go, they just told her, like, just keep our business between us. Don't tell nobody. Tie this little scarlet thread, and we will keep our word. If anybody gets hurt during this process that is in your household, then it's on us. Will you be able to take that accountability? Will you be able to hang in there and hold on to your word? Or will you be out here making empty promises? If the Lord tells you, go back and give them the first check that you made from this, or go back and give them the last of the food that you have because they helped you get here, will you be able to do it? Because with elevation, as we elevate, like I said in the last video, we're not elevating just for us. We're elevating to help other people. We're elevating to help a generation. And so as Israel is elevating, them helping Rahab, it continued on the genealogy of Jesus. It helped the generation, right? So another thing that I have from this is timing is everything. Timing is everything. Throughout the process of her holding them, she told them, when you get to the mountains, lest the pursuers meet you, hide there 3 days. Can you stay humble enough and stay hidden until God tell you, now's the time? Now you present what you've been doing. Now you go forth and you let it be known. Now, here and now. Now you can let them know. Now you can create the page. Now you can do this. Like, or can you sit and wait? Like, timing is everything. Can you sit and wait? And while you're waiting, are you building? While you're waiting, are you pursuing what it is that God has told you to do? While you are waiting. Now, God been protecting the children of Israel this whole time. They've been conquering people and all that. And so when the king's men came looking for them, the spies could have popped out and been like, here I go. You know, my God is moving on my behalf. You can't stop me. Like, what's up? Instead of listening to the harlot and staying still and being hidden. Like, can you be hidden? Can God trust you to be hidden for an appointed time without you getting antsy and being like, okay, God gave me the vision. I'm about to do it right now. This is it. I'm not waiting. I'm not making sure things are right. Like, we about to go ahead and do this. Like, can God trust you to stay hidden and to build until it's time for you to pop out? Can he trust you to do that? Because timing is everything. I remember before we moved to our property, I was at my mobile home. We were living in our mobile home. And I was just like, Lord, I feel like I'm not doing nothing. And while I was there, no, before we got there, he told me to start a YouTube channel. And I'm like, okay, the YouTube channel is growing slowly. I was like, Lord, I'm recording. The channel not really growing like that. We're growing real slow. And I was just like, Lord, I feel like there's more that I should be doing. I feel like that there's more. Like, there's more. I feel it in my spirit. And just, I'm sure those spies, they were ready. Like, we got to get back and tell Joshua. Like, they already scared. We know God gave us the land. Like, I know it's time. But she said to wait 3 days. If they wouldn't have waited those 3 days, they would have been killed. And it's just like, during your waiting time, what are you doing to build towards that promise? Are you being patient? Are you seeking God? Or are you being anxious? And it's just like, when we moved from our mobile home to our property, I dropped our first video on the property and boom, our channel took off. It's just like, can you wait? Can you wait? Another thing is, with my first business, I was rushing it, I was getting sales, I was seeing success, just selling bracelets, and stuff like that. And then it was just like, I need to sell more. Like, I need to do cups, I need to do t-shirts. And it's just like, I switched over to the cups and the t-shirts. And the t-shirts, they were gradually growing. And it's just like, I was new to it. I should have waited. There's a reason why God has you hidden. It's just like a seed. When the seed is in the dirt, when it's hidden, it's developing roots. The root system is the most important thing. So while you're hidden, develop your roots. Develop those roots that you need to be successful, for you to elevate. Develop that. Okay, but now let's get to these confidence boosters, because y'all know that'd be my favorite part. So the first one I have is in verse 9. It says, I know that the Lord has given you the land, that the terror of you has fallen on us, and that all the inhabitants of the land are faint-hearted because of you. Now, y'all know I like to look up definitions. So land means earth, common, country, field, ground, nations, wilderness, the world. Okay, remember I said that God was telling us we needed to take territory. You need to take territory. Okay, land means earth, it means nations, wilderness. So don't think so small-minded, like, I'm just gonna do this on the internet. Like, you can expand your territory out into the world, out to nations. Remember, God told Joshua, I'm calling you to bring these people into the land that I have promised them. Some of them had already settled into their land, but the rest of them had to go get their land, right? So I know the Lord has given you the world. I know the Lord has given you the nations. I know the Lord has called you to go out into the wilderness, the place where there is nobody else at. Okay? That the terror of you has fallen on us, and that all the inhabitants of the land are faint-hearted because of you. That means they scared, they made soft. You know, all the spies did was go into the land. They didn't even do nothing. And the king already like, we gotta find them. You know, when you start making movement, when you start building, and it's going to impact a generation, when you are breaking curses within your bloodline, when you're building for God, when you're building, you know, to elevate things, all you have to do is start, and the enemy is already scared. He already faint of heart. He coming and he looking for you. He looking for ways to scare you, ways to distract you, because he know that God has already given you the land. He's already given it to you. He's already put it into your hands. And so hands means custody, mine, ministry, service. God has already put the earth, the world, the nations, the wilderness in your hands. It's already given to your ministry. It's already given to your service. It's already given, and the enemy is scared. Okay? As verse 11 says, and as soon as we heard these things, our hearts melted. Neither did there remain any more courage in anyone because of you. For the Lord your God, he is God in heaven above and on earth beneath. Yo, like, as soon as we heard these things, they didn't even have to see you yet. But they heard. I heard that you was starting a business. I heard that you out here about to save people's lives. I heard that you about to get people on the right track with their eating habits. I heard. And you ain't got it, you know. Like they said, you know, keep our business between us. So even though they say, I heard, you ain't even got to be like, you heard right. Nope. Because we waiting for that appointed time where God be like, okay, now you can pop out, okay? But they heard through the grapevine, and they don't even know. But they heard about your God. They heard about the one that you serve, the one that parted the Red Sea, the one that burnt down Sodom and Gomorrah, okay? The one whose son rose from the dead in 3 days, okay? Verse 24, and they said to Joshua, truly the Lord has delivered all the land into our hands. For indeed, all the inhabitants of the country are faint-hearted because of us. The whole country, the whole kingdom of darkness is faint-hearted because you about to pop out, because you about to save more lives, because you're about to bring awareness of God to people who do not even know the Lord. Like, if that ain't good. Y'all, I'm trying not to be loud because I'm in the library. Sorry. And I hope y'all can hear me. But y'all, through it all, stay humble, because you are impacting a generation. You are impacting a generation. You're taking what you learned about women's health, about children's health, men's health, and you spreading awareness so people can know. Taking what you learned about building a relationship with God, and you're spreading awareness so people can know. To impact a generation. Them spies, Rahab hid them. They gave her their word. They will not harm her. And that woman is a part of the genealogy of Jesus. Starting, just walking in your elevation, just crossing over. You could be saving somebody who has a very great and divine purpose. Just let that sink in. I love y'all. Have y'all been writing down your confidence boosters? I started mine. I got to keep going. I wrote a few of them down. I got to finish. I got to write down the ones from chapter 2. But make sure y'all write down your confidence boosters. And as y'all are on this journey, building for the Lord and elevating, you remind yourself that God has already given it to you. I love you. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Out with the old, in with the new. I am chosen, and I can't ignore it anymore. I'm stepping out on faith. I'm going to new places, meeting people with no faces. North, south, east,